Hello, everybody. I'm Deconverted Man, but you probably already knew that. I love to do logical analysis, and it's not often that I break from that and do vlogs, do off script things, do things where I'm not doing logic per se, I'm just talking to you. But I thought I would do that and kind of check in with you, my listeners slash viewing audience. So I wanted to ask you how you're doing. Are you doing good? If you're not, is there something I could say, or is there a video that I could make that would make you feel better somehow? I mean, that's really all I can offer is words. But I can also offer pictures or imagery of some sort and attach it to a video. That's what I can do for you. And that's all we can do for each other online is produce some sort of effort for the other person. Write them a poem or a song or a letter. Say some words of encouragement to them. Make a video for them to try to cheer them up. Why is that so important? Why do we value being happy over not being happy? We recognize that unhappiness is bad, is a negative thing that brings a person down, and we don't want that. We want to encourage people. But sometimes you don't feel bad, but you don't feel good. You just are. You just exist. You don't feel anything. I guess you could call that feeling just normal. And sometimes I find you're in a state where you want to be sad. Isn't that a weird state to be in, where you feel like you want to continue to feel sad, which isn't really true, but you feel like you deserve this sadness. But what about when you're happy? When you're really happy, it's like you don't want to stop being happy. And we recognize that as good. It's a weird thing. Emotions are very strange and complex things. And yet, at the end of the day, emotions are nothing but chemicals inside of our brains. Nothing but electrochemical energy. There's nothing more to it than basically a liquid with some energy running through it. It might be a little bit more complex than that, but I'm reducing it to the simplest form that I can think of. That's what it is. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't affect my existence to realize that at the end of the day, it's all just chemicals. There isn't anything more to it. Because I still feel those feelings. I still experience those experiences. I want people to learn something. I want people to gain knowledge that they don't have. I want to gain knowledge that I don't have. I want to learn something. I want to do better at imparting information than I do right now. And I want others to be able to do better in doing that. We all have different desires. We have a reason why we YouTube, why we put time and energy into videos, why we make these, why this is so important to us. We all have our own reasons, and I find those reasons fascinating to me. I find those things interesting to me. I like to listen. I like to learn. I like to explore. I have learned so much from videos talking against these creationists, because it's like, here's the real science of that. Here's where you went wrong. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew that they were wrong, but I didn't know that they were wrong because of that. I've learned something. Thanks. So it's like learning, is so wonderful. How can you not enjoy learning? And there are people that don't enjoy it. So I can't really appeal to my personal incredulity where I say, I just can't believe that people don't like to learn. It's true. People don't like to learn. Some people like to remain ignorant. Some people like to remain where they are. They're comfortable with what they know or believe. I have found great joy and great anguish in responding to people on YouTube. I have found great feelings interacting with people online. And yet, there is this barrier that I recognize is a real barrier between us individuals. We will never, more than likely, meet in real life. And so we will always have this thing between us, yet we can connect despite that. Could that be something that we apply to our philosophy when dealing with the people that we disagree with? That even though we disagree with them, there is a way to connect to them. And I think the answer is yes, we can, and we should strive to make that very real human connection, because at the end of the day, I would rather have somebody, yes, disagree with me, but connect with me as a human and say, you know what? Let's just not talk about that thing that we disagree with so that we can interact, so that we can get along. It would be great if we didn't have disagreements in a way, but also in a way there would be no drama. There would be no challenge. And we could get very stagnant with that. So even a perfect society is, in the end, not perfect. And I think that that's okay. I think that it's okay that we recognize that whatever wonderful advancements we might make in technology, education, and community, that this thing called perfection isn't really real. We'll never achieve it because it's not a thing that is achievable. We will have better quality of life. Sure, that's achievable. But this concept of a perfect society or a perfect life is a false concept, because perfect isn't really a real thing. I've heard people lament about their lives, and I've always felt that there's got to be something that I can do. But what can I do? What impact do I really have on society? I don't have any political aspirings. I don't even vote. So what can I change? And even if I did vote, that's not going to necessarily change things. It takes forever to change things. And even if you did change politics, is that really going to affect their life? Maybe, slightly. What if I won the lotto and had all this money and I just gave them a whole bunch of money? Would that help them? I don't know. It might actually complicate their life more. What can I do to improve that person, and why is it that that's more important than me? Or is it? Am I really looking to fulfill a selfish need by helping others? And maybe that's actually, in the end, the truth. That we are fulfilling a selfish need to feel like I'm useful by helping out somebody else. Maybe I feel like my life is something that can't be fixed, can't be helped. So the only way I can feel good is to help somebody else. Is recognizing reality something that should depress us? I think the answer is no. But some people, I guess, would think that the answer is yes. I want to look at reality as best as I can, as best as I'm able to, and say, yes, that's reality. Okay, I accept it, and here's what I can do about it. I can feel good about that. I can change. I can make a difference, even if it's small. And the true realization that I come to again and again and again is I can't change anyone or anything except for me, and even that is something that I have very little control over. I can only change myself within certain parameters, within certain degrees, because of how my brain works, because of how my physical body is, and so on and so forth. But that small nudge, that's enough. Can't that be enough? I think it can be. And so if you are listening to these words and you felt maybe a little bit bad, maybe something I said will encourage you to feel better about things. Maybe my words will inspire you to create better words to inspire somebody else. And that chain never has to end. Wouldn't that be wonderful? That we kept encouraging, and growing exponentially, and that everybody eventually would be doing that. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I think that would be. And so I just wanted to take this time with you, my listeners, my audience, to say some words and go off on some various tangents and not have any particular label to this video or anything, and just, I don't know if this was meant to be inspirational or what this was, but to just take a moment to remind myself and you that we are connected and that we are human and we can and do make a difference. And I think that matters. Alright, that's all for now. Unless and until I have a better way to end these sort of videos, I must continue to try to be creative.